Confidence begins in the mind long before it ever shows up in your actions. And one of the most powerful ways to build that inner certainty is through visualization. When you intentionally create clear mental images of yourself succeeding, your brain starts to accept those images as familiar and achievable rather than distant or unrealistic. This is not imagination in a casual sense. It is a focused, deliberate practice of seeing yourself already in possession of the confidence, success, and outcomes you desire. Inspired by the teachings of Joseph Murphy, visualization works by influencing the subconscious mind, which does not easily distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. When you repeatedly picture yourself speaking confidently, achieving your goals, or handling challenges with ease, your subconscious begins to align your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors with that image. Over time, doubt loses its grip because your mind has been conditioned to expect success instead of fear failure. The key is not just to see the outcome, but to feel it deeply. Experience the emotions of pride, certainty, excitement, and calm control as if they're happening right now. The more detailed and emotionally charged your visualization becomes, the more powerful its effect will be. You are essentially rehearsing your future in advance, preparing your mind and body to respond with confidence when a moment arrives. This mental rehearsal reduces anxiety because your brain interprets the situation as something it has already handled successfully. Instead of reacting with hesitation, you respond with familiarity and control. As you continue this practice daily, even for just a few minutes, you will notice subtle but important shifts in your thinking patterns. Negative self-talk begins to fade, replaced by a stronger, more supportive inner voice. Your posture, tone of voice, and decision-making start to reflect a more confident version of yourself without forced effort. Visualization also strengthens your focus, helping you stay aligned with your goals rather than getting distracted by fear or uncertainty. It creates a mental blueprint that guides your actions in a natural and consistent way. Rather than waiting for confidence to appear, you actively build it from within. This is why visualization is not just a motivational tool. It is a practical method for personal transformation. By seeing it clearly, feeling it fully, and repeating it consistently, you begin to embody confidence as part of your identity, making success feel not only possible, but inevitable. As you continue to practice visualization, it becomes more than just a technique. It evolves into a way of thinking that reshapes how you approach every situation in your life. Instead of reacting to circumstances with uncertainty, you begin to respond with intention because your mind has already rehearsed success many times before. This shift is subtle at first, but it grows stronger with repetition, eventually becoming your natural default. The teachings of Joseph Murphy emphasize that the subconscious mind responds best to consistency and belief, which means your visualizations must be practiced regularly and with genuine emotional involvement. It is not enough to simply picture a result for a few seconds and move on. You must immerse yourself in the experience, allowing your senses and emotions to fully participate. Imagine the environment around you, the sounds you hear, the expressions on people's faces, and the feeling of accomplishment within yourself. This level of detail strengthens the impression on your subconscious, making the imagined scenario feel real and attainable. Over time, your brain begins to accept these repeated images as truth, and your behavior naturally starts to align with them. You may notice that you take more initiative, speak more confidently, and make decisions with greater clarity, all without forcing yourself to act differently. This is because your internal belief system is being rewritten at a deeper level. Fear and hesitation begin to lose their influence, not because challenges disappear, but because your perception of them changes. You start to see obstacles as manageable rather than overwhelming, and this new perspective allows you to move forward with confidence instead of holding back. Another important aspect of visualization is timing and environment. Practicing when your mind is calm, such as early in the morning or before going to sleep, allows your subconscious to absorb the images more effectively. During these moments, your mind is more receptive, making it easier to plant positive and empowering ideas. Consistency during these times creates a powerful routine that reinforces your mental conditioning day after day. It is also helpful to keep your visualizations aligned with realistic actions, ensuring that your imagined success connects with practical steps you can take in your daily life. This combination of mental rehearsal and real-world effort creates momentum, turning your confidence into measurable progress. As you continue this process, you begin to trust yourself more deeply, relying less on external validation and more on your internal sense of certainty. Confidence stops being something you chase and becomes something you generate from within. By committing to this practice with patience and focus, you gradually transform not only how you think, but how you live, creating a life that reflects the success you have already seen and felt in your mind. As visualization becomes a steady part of your daily routine, you begin to notice that your confidence is no longer dependent on external circumstances or temporary motivation, but instead rooted in a deep sense of inner certainty that stays with you even in challenging situations. This is where the practice reaches a more advanced level, moving beyond simply imagining success into fully identifying with the version of yourself who already lives that reality. The ideas inspired by Joseph Murphy highlight that the subconscious mind accepts whatever is impressed upon it with repetition and emotional intensity, which means you are not just visualizing outcomes, but shaping your identity over time. When you consistently see yourself as confident, capable, and successful, your mind begins to adopt that image as your true self, and your actions naturally follow. This shift in identity is powerful because it removes the internal conflict that often holds people back. Instead of feeling like you're trying to become confident, you begin to feel like confidence is simply who you are. This internal alignment creates a sense of ease in situations that once felt intimidating, allowing you to move forward without overthinking or second-guessing yourself. You start to trust your instincts more, make decisions with clarity, and carry yourself with a presence that reflects quiet assurance rather than forced confidence. Visualization also helps you develop resilience, which is an essential part of lasting confidence. When you mentally rehearse not only success, but also your ability to handle setbacks, you prepare yourself to remain steady and focused even when things do not go exactly as planned. Instead of viewing challenges as failures, you begin to see them as part of the process, something you're fully capable of navigating. This mindset keeps you moving forward, preventing temporary obstacles from turning into long-term doubts. Another important benefit of this practice is the way it strengthens your emotional control. By repeatedly experiencing positive outcomes in your mind, you train yourself to access those same feelings of calmness, certainty, and determination in real situations. This emotional consistency allows you to perform at a higher level because you're not easily thrown off by pressure or uncertainty. Over time, your reactions become more measured and intentional, reflecting a stable and confident mindset. As this transformation continues, you may also notice changes in how others respond to you. Confidence tends to influence perception, and when you genuinely believe in yourself, that belief becomes visible in your behavior, communication, and overall presence. People are more likely to trust and respect someone who carries themselves with authenticity and self-assurance. This creates new opportunities, strengthens relationships, and reinforces the progress you have made internally. By maintaining this practice with discipline and patience, you continue to deepen your connection with your desired reality, making confidence a permanent and natural part of who you are.